Hey everyone, today I want to share with you a video about the one thing I've been asked about more than anything else in the past couple of months. And it's basically how do the new tax laws affect the real estate market. So want to share some points with you and shed some light and give you some valuable information just so you're aware of what's happening around you. So let's start off with what parts of the new tax law affect a buyer that's making a decision to buy. Number one, it's the mortgage interest deduction. That amount has been adjusted from 1 million to 750,000. So right now, if your mortgage is above 750,000, you do not get the interest deduction for anything over 750. Okay, that's number one. The second major point that affects buyers is the state and local government taxes deduction, and that's set to $10,000. This is pretty much property taxes, so you can deduct up to $10,000. Okay, so with those 2 points being said and those two numbers, let's ask what are the properties or what's the price range that has been affected, and that answer is basically from 900,000 to about 1.25 million. So if you're out of that price range, if you're above that price range, you weren't getting the deductions anyway. If you're below, you're still going to qualify for all the deductions. Your mortgage is not going to be over 750, and $10,000 for property taxes is sufficient. So now let's discuss the market, the 900 to 1.25 million. What's happening there? Well, a number of things. You've been hearing it, I've been saying it, everyone else is saying it. There are no, the inventory is very tight across the board. So that with the low interest rates, with the demand, with the high demand that we've been having, it's basically created a good market for sellers. Okay, there aren't enough properties, there's many people that want properties, so the market's not affected by that. That's number one. Number two, you have to realize that most people go out to buy a home because they have certain needs. They need to be in a certain location, they need a certain size of home, all those number of bedrooms, space, all that stuff. So they're not shopping for a home based on I'm gonna save $200 per month if we're within that price range or that. It doesn't work that way. For most people, they go out to buy a home because they need certain things to make it their home. So that is more than anything is the eye opener. People don't shop for deductions; they shop for a home. Okay, and then. The other thing is, if anything, if there was to be some kind of adjustment in the market, you won't see a drastic change where, let me give you an example. So many of the studies I've read over the past several weeks are saying over the next 2 years, and they're talking nationwide, they're not specifically talking Orange County, so take those numbers with a grain of salt. 8% average increase for properties over the next couple of years. Okay, they're saying the worst case scenario that would happen is that appreciation instead of 8% would be 4%. It would be cut in half. So what they're basically saying is prices will still go up, maybe not as high as initially thought, but here in Orange County, we're doing about 6 to 8% appreciation per year. So if you're talking over the next 2 years, maybe 15% appreciation, you cut that number in half, and that's 7.5 to 8% appreciation, which is excellent. But that's only, that's the worst case scenario. And that's only in the price range that is affected. So if you're shopping for a home under 900,000, guess what? Nothing's changed. The market hasn't, well, the market's up and running. So the tax law has no effect on that market whatsoever. If you're in the high end, if you're talking 1.5 to 3 million, you weren't getting those tax deductions anyway. So again, nothing's changed in that market. So are people gonna, in the price range that we're talking about, freak out and start listing their properties and say they want to leave California? Maybe that solves an inventory issue. So any way you look at it, I think there's positive things to come out of any decision people make. And more than anything, I think people are worried, or it's just something new. It's just, this is what's gonna be the tax law now. We just have to adjust. And people are not gonna stop buying houses. People are not gonna flee and run out of California. You just have to adjust. So I hope I shared some valuable information. If you have any further questions, I'd love to discuss them with you. Please don't look at this as anything like tax advice, or each case is different. So definitely talk to your CPA or your tax advisor on anything related to taxes to you specifically. This is just general information about the market and how the new tax laws may affect real estate market. If you have any further questions, I'd love to speak to you.